Assalamu alaikum and a very good day to everyone. Welcome to Chapter 1. Digital Libraries, Concepts, Applications and Developments. In this first chapter, we will explore the foundation of digital libraries and how they have evolved in today's information environment. A digital library is more than a digital collection. It represents an intelligent system that stores, organizes, and shares information through technology. This topic will discuss the concepts that define digital libraries, the applications that show their impact in education, research, and culture, and the developments that continue to shape their growth worldwide. By understanding these principles, we can appreciate how digital libraries transform the way knowledge is created, accessed, and preserved in the digital era. Let us begin with an overview of this important topic. This lecture provides an overview of digital libraries, outlining the four main areas we will cover in this chapter. First, we will define what a digital library is, its meaning, structure, and key characteristics that differentiate it from a traditional library. Second, we will explore the applications of digital libraries, focusing on how they support learning, research, and cultural heritage. Third, we will discuss the components of digital library development, including content, technology, metadata, user interface, and policy. Finally, we will look at mass digitization and collaboration, two crucial elements that enable libraries to expand access and preserve knowledge globally. By the end of this lecture, you will have a clear understanding of how digital libraries operate and why they are essential in the modern information landscape. A digital library is a collection of digital content that is systematically organized for easy access and retrieval. It contains materials such as text, images, audio, and video that can be accessed remotely at any time. The key characteristics of a digital library include remote access, which allows users to reach information from anywhere, scalability, which enables unlimited expansion of collections, and preservation of digital assets, ensuring that information is protected for long-term use. Examples include the World Digital Library, which provides access to cultural treasures from around the world, and the National Library of Malaysia, which offers digital access to books, magazines, and manuscripts for all users. A digital library is a collection of digital objects, such as texts, images, audio, video, and other media, that are organized for easy access, retrieval, and use. Each resource is supported by metadata, which helps users search, identify, and locate specific information efficiently. Digital libraries provide remote access, allowing users to retrieve information anytime and anywhere through electronic devices. They are also scalable, capable of storing vast amounts of content without physical limitations, and are available 24 hours a day, offering continuous access to knowledge. These features make digital libraries powerful tools for learning, research, and information sharing in the digital age. Digital libraries organize information in various content formats, each serving different purposes for users. The first is textual content, which includes e-books, journals, reports, and other written materials. Next, we have multimedia content, such as images, videos, and audio recordings that make information more engaging and interactive. Archival material refers to preserved documents, photographs, or records that hold historical or institutional value. Educational resources include course materials, lecture notes, and instructional media that support teaching and learning. Research datasets store data generated from studies and experiments, supporting open data initiatives. Finally, cultural heritage collections safeguard digitized artifacts, manuscripts, and artworks that represent a nation's identity and history. Together, these formats form the foundation of digital libraries and ensure rich, diverse access to knowledge.
Let us look at the key characteristics of digital libraries. First, online access. Digital libraries can be reached anytime and anywhere through the internet, allowing users to search, browse, and retrieve materials remotely. Second, they offer search and discovery tools that help users locate relevant information efficiently using titles, authors, keywords, or metadata. Third, user authentication and access control ensure that only authorized users can access specific resources, especially subscription-based content. Fourth, metadata and cataloging organize digital materials for effective search, retrieval, and management. Lastly, interactivity and multimedia features make the user experience more engaging through rich media elements such as video, audio, and animations. Together, these characteristics make digital libraries efficient, user-centered, and accessible to all. Digital libraries play an increasingly vital role across multiple sectors, including education, research, cultural preservation, corporate environments, and e-governance. In education, digital libraries provide access to ebooks, scholarly journals, and open educational resources that support flexible and lifelong learning. Students and lecturers can explore high-quality materials from any location, enabling equitable access to knowledge. In research, digital libraries facilitate the sharing of publications, theses, and datasets, allowing researchers to collaborate globally and increase the visibility of their work. This accessibility encourages innovation and the growth of new ideas. Digital libraries also contribute significantly to cultural preservation by digitizing rare manuscripts, photographs, and artifacts. This ensures that valuable national heritage is protected from damage and remains available to future generations. In the corporate and government sectors, digital libraries improve knowledge management and transparency through e-governance initiatives. Examples include JSTOR, which stands for Journal Storage, an extensive digital library that provides access to thousands of academic journals, books, and primary sources used by scholars and universities worldwide. Another example is the Digital Archive of Malay Manuscripts, which focuses on digitizing rare Malay literary and historical manuscripts, preserving Malaysia's cultural heritage while making it accessible to researchers globally. Through these applications, digital libraries strengthen knowledge accessibility and support global education and research networks.
Let us now discuss the key components of digital library development. A well-designed digital library depends on several essential elements that ensure accessibility, usability, and sustainability. The first component is content, which includes digital resources such as e-books, research papers, images, audio, and video. These materials form the foundation of the library's knowledge base. Second, technology provides the infrastructure, servers, databases, and search engines that enable efficient storage, indexing, and retrieval of digital resources. Third, metadata refers to data about the content, helping to organize and categorize materials for quick search and retrieval. Fourth, the user interface is the access point where users interact with the digital library, search for materials, and engage with the system intuitively. Finally, policies establish rules for access, copyright, and preservation, ensuring that the digital library operates ethically and consistently. Two important examples illustrate these principles. The Dublin Core Metadata Standard is an international framework that defines a set of descriptive elements, such as title, creator, and subject, used globally to ensure uniform cataloging of digital collections. Meanwhile, the Malaysian Citation Center, MyCite, serves as a national repository that indexes, manages, and disseminates scholarly works published in Malaysia. It supports citation tracking and promotes visibility of Malaysian research at the international level. Together, these components and examples represent the backbone of effective digital library development. Let us now discuss mass digitization, an important process in the development of digital libraries. Mass digitization refers to the large-scale conversion of physical materials, such as books, manuscripts, photographs, or historical records, into digital formats. This process typically involves scanning, photographing, or converting printed and physical materials into electronic files that can be easily stored, retrieved, and preserved. Through mass digitization, institutions are able to protect fragile or rare materials while also making them accessible to a wider audience online. Digitized materials can be searched, copied, and shared without damaging the original items, thus improving both preservation and access. A leading example of mass digitization is Google Books, an international initiative that has scanned and digitized millions of books from libraries worldwide. This project allows users to preview, search, and in some cases, read entire books online, transforming global access to printed knowledge. In summary, mass digitization plays a critical role in building comprehensive digital libraries by ensuring that valuable physical resources are preserved and made available to users in digital form.
Collaboration is a fundamental aspect of digital library development. It enables institutions to share resources, exchange expertise, and expand their digital collections beyond individual boundaries. Through collaboration, libraries, archives, and museums can avoid duplication of effort and achieve broader access to information. This collective approach strengthens preservation initiatives, supports open access, and promotes the sharing of knowledge across regions and disciplines. One significant example is the Digital Public Library of America, or DPLA, which represents a large-scale collaboration among U.S. libraries, archives, and museums. The DPLA connects millions of digital items from different institutions into a single online platform, allowing users to freely search and access America's cultural and historical heritage. Another example is the Malaysia Memory Project, a collaboration between the National Archives of Malaysia and the National Library of Malaysia. This project aims to preserve and showcase the nation's documentary heritage by digitizing important photographs, documents, and records, making them available to the public and researchers online. In essence, collaboration enhances the effectiveness and reach of digital libraries by connecting institutions, resources, and users in a shared digital ecosystem. In this case study, we will look at the role of the Perpustakaan Negara Malaysia, or the National Library of Malaysia, in advancing digital access to knowledge and culture. The National Library of Malaysia provides extensive digital access to books, manuscripts, and cultural materials that reflect Malaysia's intellectual and heritage landscape. One of its key initiatives is U-Pustaka, an integrated national digital library service designed to enhance public access to knowledge and promote a reading culture among Malaysians. Through U-Pustaka, users can borrow ebooks, digital journals, and other online resources from multiple participating libraries across the country. The system operates as a shared digital network, allowing members of different libraries to access a centralized catalog and share resources efficiently. Importantly, U-Pustaka supports remote access, enabling users to view, borrow, and return materials online without physically visiting the library. This initiative demonstrates how digital libraries can connect citizens, information, and institutions through a unified technological platform, fostering equitable access to knowledge for all Malaysians. The future of digital libraries in Malaysia will be driven by technological innovation, user-centered design, and national digital transformation initiatives. These developments will redefine how libraries operate, and they will require information professionals to develop new competencies to remain relevant and effective. First, artificial intelligence, AI, and machine learning are reshaping how information is discovered and delivered. Libraries may use AI-powered virtual assistants to guide users or automate cataloging through intelligent tagging. To support these changes, information professionals must develop data literacy, algorithmic understanding, and system integration skills to manage AI applications responsibly. Second, big data analytics enables libraries to analyze user behavior, evaluate usage patterns, and improve decision-making. Libraries such as the National Library of Malaysia, PNM, can use analytics to plan collection development and monitor digital engagement. This trend requires professionals to gain skills in data analysis, visualization, and evidence-based assessment. Third, the emphasis on user experience, UX, will lead libraries to design personalized and inclusive platforms. Professionals must understand human-computer interaction, interface design, and accessibility principles to enhance usability and engagement. Fourth, virtual reality, VR, and augmented reality, AR, will transform how users experience information. Libraries may host virtual exhibitions or 3D immersive learning sessions, and professionals must build multimedia design, digital storytelling, and creative content development competencies. Lastly, Malaysia's My Digital Blueprint provides the national direction for digital transformation. Libraries will need leaders who are digitally confident, ethically aware, and adaptable. Hence, information professionals must cultivate strategic thinking, digital leadership, cybersecurity awareness, and continuous learning habits to drive sustainable change. In short, the digital libraries of the future will depend not only on advanced technologies but on competent, innovative, and visionary information professionals who can bridge people, knowledge, and technology to build a smarter and more inclusive information society. This concludes Chapter 1, Digital Libraries, Concepts, Applications and Development. In this chapter, we explored what digital libraries are, their applications in education, research, and cultural preservation, and the key components that support their development, including content, technology, metadata, user interface, and policy. We also discussed important initiatives such as mass digitization, collaboration projects, and Malaysia's national digital library efforts through U-Pustaka. Finally, we examined the future direction of digital libraries in Malaysia, shaped by artificial intelligence, data analytics, and immersive technologies under the My Digital Blueprint. As information professionals, it is our responsibility to continue learning, adapting, and innovating, ensuring that digital libraries remain dynamic, inclusive, and sustainable in the evolving information landscape. This marks the completion of Chapter 1, Digital Libraries, Concepts, Applications and Development. Thank you for listening, and see you in the next chapter.